Mining is put above every other economic activity in Zimbabwe, where government does not care about the welfare of the people. The moment they are going after minerals, people become filth. They have to move away so that they pave a way for the mining project.
We would do animal husbandry and crop husbandry. We would grow our vegetables, doing market gardening, and also cropping in our fields. So, but the main project was chicken farming, chicken production. We would do to the capacity of 30,000. In 2019, GDI sent their agencies, which is Black Crystal, represented by Mr. Murapa and Mrs. Mayenzanise. They came, I think, initially at the end of the year 2018, December, spilling into 2019. So they announced to us that we will be moved from this land, and we would have to stop our production because Great Dyke Investments was coming in to do their mining, and they made it to see it was a project of a national status. Then to us, we just heard what they say, and they came right exactly when we were still in the middle of our production, in full production. I remember when they came, we were slaughtering our birds at our abattoir, which is located at the east of this farm. Right, so they told us their story, and then we were confused. So we didn't know what was going to happen because we had invested a lot. They said they would evaluate our property. So they did. They evaluated our property, produced the schedule, and were asked to sign our schedules. And our property, the immovable buildings and everything, it was evaluated around 800,000 US dollars, not considering the business which we're carrying out. So these guys, they came several days. They came maybe for a period of 2 months. They were coming and doing other consultation with other farmers. So with us, they told us with a special case they were supposed to have been moved us by the 1st of July 2019. So we were supposed to wind up our farming, and they were going to remove us, compensate us, build us homes, better buildings than we had put, and we would run our business better. They promised us heaven, I'll tell you. But with the passage of time, came the middle of around the date when they were supposed to start, there was no movement. We were expecting a communication from them. And now the problem was we had stopped our activities, as they had said. So it was so confusing. Then we waited, and they came doing their exploration. They started intensifying the exploration now at this time. So this exploration would not spare us in our activities. It was very intense. So up until the time 2020, January, I remember the CEO, the COO of GDI, Mr. Shawa, he came, and in fact, he just sent me a text message saying, we need to meet you at our offices. So since we realized we had a problem, we had been stopped, now GDI is giving attention, now it's coming, we had to go there. And we had a meeting with them. He just explained the plans of their mine, expanding their mines and what they would do with us. The problem is everything was verbal. They never brought anything in writing or wanted us to do anything in writing. You know, these guys, when they come, they would want to somehow associate these things with politics.
The moment the government decided to bring an investor to Darwendale, the people in that area never knew peace since then. There was intimidation. There were some high-profile political, military security delegations that had been going there and telling people that they are going to be moved.
I know of what has been going on as a member of parliament. I signed the EAI, which is important in terms of environmental impact assessment as I represent people. In assigning that, companies have got to comply with what is expected of them in terms of relocations, compensation, and ensuring that people are employed from the area and all that.
Time we expected GDI to come up and sit down with us again and make a proposal and move us properly and make and compensate us. But to our surprise, they just started their mining. So now what happened is they started their blasting, destroying the property, and then amid our complaints, we realized that there's no chance that we would stay here. We were forced out. Then our property, they actually remember an email that was written by the manager called Chiwaka. Said, if there's anything that you still need in the place, you just have to remove it. So they took over our facilities, the ablution, their contractors, they would use the ablution, and then they took over our boreholes. They told us to remove the pump, and then they took over, and then they used our boreholes. And they used even my houses, my workers' houses for accommodation without my consent. So 7 months down the line, when we noticed nothing actually was being resolved, they were not forthcoming, and our production had stopped, no livelihood. And the more you try to approach them, that the more they'll make you appear as if you are not normal. So what happened? In our community, they divided the community. They actually separated me from the community. Said, you are affected, but others are yet to be affected. So that gave me some confidence that no, they were quickly going to resolve my issue and compensate me. So it was really, really much traumatizing. So I just tried to do, consultations with different people. Then we even approached, took the legal way, engaged a lawyer. But that's when they would come and say, no, we would have an out-of-court settlement. Now we need to compensate you, so let's compensate. So with this legal system, you won't understand many things. These lawyers, for you to say, are they being bribed or such things? But they compromised their positions. So I decided then, because I didn't have money to keep paying them, so naturally, this case was difficult to deal with on my part.
Then isusu chatiri kunyanyotya ndechekuti fine vakatidaidza zvavo kumusangano kunonzi kwaMutuva, ndokwatakadaidzwa nevanhu veGreat Dyke, vanhu vari munzvimbo dzese dzakakomberedza kana dziri pedyo neGreat Dyke, vachitiudza kuti zvavachatiitira munzvimbo mushure mekunge vavhura, uye nevanhu vari kuafectwa nemaini. Isusu munzvimbo ino yeZipam takataurwa kunzi maini haita affected nekuti inoenda nepasi, asi isusu tiri kungotya kuti vanogona kunge vakatiudza izvozvo, asi nerimwe zuva tichazomuka takafa tadhirikira mumugodhi. Isusu tinorarama nefishing kuno kune dam, Darwendale dam, of which tiri kutorityira kuti pachavhura maini iyoyi pamwe vachange vaine mawesti avo vachange vachiisa imomo, pamwe tichange zvaakutonzi hamuchatenderwi kutora fishi nekuda kana vatangawo project yavo. Saka isusu tiri kutotyira kuti zvaparipo patinoraramira dzimweni dzenguva zvichatovhiringidzwawo nemaini, because inenge yakutora mvura pamwe ichiisawo zvainoisa futi mudhamu.
Mining comes with contaminants and other things that affect the environment, and when that happens, it increases the women's care burden, because that comes with diseases, it comes with forms of poisoning, meaning that their spouses and their children could get poisoned at any moment, resulting in women having to take care and nurse their ill members of the family to health.
Committee which we put together with GDI and the office of the MP, councillors involved in terms of ensuring and monitoring that things are going well. So far we are quite happy things are going well, but this report that you've made me aware of, I'll take it up with the committee and invite GDI to be able to give their position, because there are two sides to a story. As a result, I'll make sure that we get to the end of it, and people must be represented within the laws of the country, and any company that comes to Zimbabwe must conform within the laws of the country.
But still government was determined to go ahead with the project, despite all the red flags that were raised by the community, by the environmental management agency. And in a way, that tells the story of mining in Zimbabwe. It is a monstrous activity that is at war with people. And when you look at also the benefits or the supposed benefits of mining to the communities, there is nothing that accrues to the community.
It is important that government is able to superintend, the companies coming from a compliance point of view, because no matter how much investment you get into a country, what is important at the end of the day is the welfare of the people, culture, heritage, tradition must be upheld in everything we do. The liberation struggle was about economic emancipation.
It's the elites that are empowering themselves. It's the elites that are using the proceeds from mining to finance their luxury, to finance political campaigns, but the people are going down. The economy is going down. Everything is pointing in the negative direction.